from Uttarakhand as the clamour for the Uniform Civil Code grows. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has said that he hopes that all states will bring UCC and Uttarakhand should be an inspiration for other states to implement UCC. The statement was made by Pushkar Singh Dhami on the 63rd Foundation Day of the Indian Institute of Petroleum, which coincided with Ambedkar Jayanti as well. Dhami also said that there is a provision for UCC for all citizens in Article 44 of the Constitution, and even the Supreme Court has endorsed its introduction in its rulings from time to time.
पहली मंत्रिमंडल की हमारी बैठक हुई और पहली मंत्रिमंडल की बैठक में हमने सर्वसम्मति से ये निर्णय कर दिया कि हम उत्तराखंड के अंदर समान नागरिक संहिता का कानून लागू करेंगे। उसके लिए हमने पूरा ड्राफ्ट बनाने के लिए एक कमेटी बनाने का निर्णय ले लिया है। वो कमेटी ड्राफ्ट बनाएगी, उसमें हम विधि विशेषज्ञ जिन्होंने न्याय के क्षेत्र में, विधि के क्षेत्र में काम किया है, उन सभी को लेकर, उसके साथ साथ ऐसे लोग जो इस कानून के कारण से, जिनके कारण से कानून जिनके लिए लागू होने वाला है, उन सभी को लेकर एक कमेटी का गठन होगा। वो कमेटी एक ड्राफ्ट बनाएगी।
We have my colleague Piyush, who's also joining us on the same. Piyush, we know that Uniform Civil Code was a poll plank of the BJP as far as Uttarakhand polls is concerned, and it was implemented right after the BJP came to power. And now we have Pushkar Singh Dhami saying that all states should also be implementing Uniform Civil Code.
Well, Samiksha, like you rightly mentioned that yes, it was the poll promise of BJP there in the state of Uttarakhand before the elections of local assembly elections, state assembly elections, that it would come up with UCC, and that poll promise has now been fulfilled. Now we can clearly hear the statements coming in from Pushkar Singh Dhami, where he has now confirmed to the people of Uttarakhand that UCC has now is now placed in the state. In fact, he has also said that other states must also implement UCC. Remember that many top leaders of BJP had campaigned there in the state of Uttarakhand, telling to the people that soon after forming the government in Uttarakhand, they would first do is to implement UCC. And the Chief Minister has also mentioned about the fact that a committee was formed which looked into all the aspects, and after looking into all the aspects, finally UCC has now been implemented in the state. This is what Pushkar Singh Dhami has also told there while speaking to gathering. We'll have to wait and watch how the other political parties are going to react on this. In fact, when this poll promise was made to the people before the state assembly elections of Uttarakhand, at that time other political parties like Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, they had not spoken
Piyush,
much.
hold your thoughts. We are also being joined by Supreme Court lawyer Ashwani Kumar Upadhyay on the broadcast. Sir, thanks for taking out time and speaking to Republic. How do you view the statements being made by Pushkar Singh Dhami? Because Uniform Civil Code is something that the Supreme Court has also advocated in its ruling from time to time.
Yes. It's a last. We can get out.
Yes, sir, if you can hear me, I wanted to ask you about the Uniform Civil Code that Pushkar Singh Dhami has said that all states must implement, because let's not forget the Supreme Court in its rulings time to time has also advocated the implementation of UCC. Well, we will try to connect with Ashwani Kumar Upadhyay again, but a very significant statement coming in from Pushkar Singh Dhami saying that all states must also implement Uniform Civil Code, as it's also been advocated by the Supreme Court in its rulings time and again. Well, we are being joined by Ashwani Kumar Upadhyay. We are back. He's back on the broadcast with us. Sir, your thoughts on the statements made by Pushkar Singh Dhami on Uniform Civil Code?
I welcome this statement. In fact, India is a secular country. Everyone has an equal right, equal civil right, equal religious right. So that's why we must have a uniform civil code. Why age of marriage should be different for Muslim and Hindus? Presently, the age of marriage for Hindu daughters is 18 years, and age of marriage for Muslim daughters is 9 years. This is totally against the secularism. That's why we need a uniform civil code. Like grounds of divorce, it should be common. Presently, we have the different grounds for Hindu daughters and different daughters for the Muslim daughters. Like the maintenance, alimony, it's a completely different. It's a different for Hindus, different for Parsis, different for Christians, and there is no maintenance for Muslims. Like succession
Right.
inheritance, it's a totally different. For Christians, it's a different, Hindus different. There is no adoption and guardianship procedure in the Muslim law. So Muslim daughters who don't have their son, they cannot adopt a child. Like a property right, virasat right, wasiyat right. This is also totally different.
That's right.
So I welcome
Yes.
this. I welcome and I think every state should have a uniform civil code. All the developed countries have the uniform civil code. Even our Goa has the uniform civil code.
Okay.
So I thank
Yes.
Mr. Dhami
All right.
for implementing it.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ashwini Kumar Upadhyay. That was a Supreme Court lawyer speaking to the public and saying that he, of course, welcomes the statement being made by Pushkar Singh Dhami, saying that all states must implement the Uniform Civil Code.